Welcome, everybody, to the Victory in Business Success and Accountability Call. I'm Vanessa, your confidence and success coach. And I'm so happy to be here today to do a little bit of accountability for us to get this week on a roll, on a good footing, with some good goals and some success for the week. So before we start with our goals for the week, Mithika did just share with me, but maybe you want to share again that I want to ask some successes that you guys have experienced in the last week. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. So we just started and we're going around and just talking about what have you had in the last couple of weeks as far as successes go. Let's celebrate. Mithika, you go for it.
Okay. So in the past couple of weeks, I did my first metaphysical show at the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo and did $3,000 in sales. Whoa. Just over $3,000 in sales.
Congratulations.
So huge success.
I know you worked really hard on your stuff for that show.
Yeah. That was over a month of preparation and actually making inventory and
yes.
And adulting,
right? Yes.
Yeah. So big wins for me is that I got back in alignment with the state. I got my federal EIN number. I got my wholesale license. Got banners. Did the whole 9 yards. So
that's huge.
Yeah,
congratulations.
That was a really big thing. And then this weekend, I took a class in NLP practitioner certification. And after this, I have to leave and go take the test.
Okay, well, we'll be thinking of you. Well, in South Africa, we'll hold our thumbs for you. Here we say cross fingers, right? In South Africa, I'll hold my thumbs. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Mithika. Awesome.
Thank you.
Laura, I know you've had a lot going on, my darling. Where are we at now?
Well, the room's painted, the floor's pulled out. I'm hoping to finish the flooring in the office so I can put my office together this week. Dakota's off Wednesday and Thursday, so we're going to try and knock that out. So as soon as I can put my office together, I can start scheduling online stuff and work on the rest of it in between. But that office has got to get together.
Fantastic. And then you feel like you can really get into things. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. Yeah. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, awesome. But I'm so glad you're settling in. We do miss you. I do miss seeing your face. But it's nice that
I don't know. I miss you guys. It's like now they're doing all these events in Colorado Springs. It's like, yeah, of course I'm not there, but
it's okay.
I missed that, but it's been a good change. It's really done wonders for his health, and it's been good. It's just getting restarted.
I'm happy to hear that, and we will see you at conference, so that'll be good. All right, Kelly, you want to share, hon?
I like how you changed your background, Vanessa. You have a new house.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a whole new house, huh? You're in Starbucks.
Nice. You're in Starbucks.
I'm in Starbucks.
Let's see, man, I feel like there's so much, but I was approved to become a teen mental health first aid instructor, which is huge. There's a lot of restrictions around getting that certification, but I was approved through Mental Health First Aid Colorado, and they're paying for it, which is even better.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. And then working on locking in some deals for speaking events with a gym specifically that I've been talking to. Nice. And we're starting our mental health first aid classes with Cherry Creek this month too. So.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Very nice. I love that, Kelly. So at a gym, are you going to be speaking to the trainers, or are you doing something for the members, or?
So it's a gymnastics club. So we're talking to the students, youth and the parents.
Love. Hey, we need to get you into Competitive Edge to do that too,
I know, right?
Really cool. Yeah, you got to talk to Scott about that. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Really, really love it, you guys. Fantastic. So with that said, now that we have all done some amazing things in the last while, what's next? Natika, you want to start? What's next for you? What's your next big goal? I know you said you have something coming up. Your test.
Yeah, so the test is the big thing. We have 10 days to get it done, but as a certified hypnotherapist, I know that each day that you get away from learning the material, your ability to be accurate goes equally down with those 10 days.
Yes. Well, the sooner
Um,
the better while it's still in there, right?
yeah. So I am going over to Tara, Steph, and Tessa's house because they were also in the class, and we're all gonna sit around the table and take it's an open book test. So take the test together, and like if anyone says, hey, does anyone ever really have an example for this? Like, could you help me figure out like how to answer this? Because even though it's an open book test, you can't copy the answer from here to there.
Right.
You have to put it in your own understanding in words.
Yeah.
And so we'll be able to help each other with that. And so
Cool.
it's like
Fun
many,
day.
it's many pages long.
Sure.
And some of the answers have like 10, 6, 5, 8 slots of like, so the one question is, tell us the 10 principles of blah, 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 blah.
Right. Right.
You
right,
know, and
right.
you're like,
Okay, what was
okay.
that again?
Did you do it
know.
through Heidi?
I did not.
Veronica.
I did not go through Heidi. I went through Veronica. So Veronica's course, Heidi's is like, I fly in from Australia and it's 7 intensive days of fry your brain. Veronica's is, she could do the 7 days of intensive fry your brains, but what she does is she takes the information and she chunks it down into 2 to 3 day things that are sort of bite-sized. And then you take a test of only that information. And then you have another 3-day intensive thing, which is like just the timeline therapy.
Mm.
Right. And then you take another test for that. So she still teaches all the information that Heidi teaches, but it's chunked down into
Different pace.
a different pace, right? So for people who struggle to learn and apply things, it's a more digestible level. If that makes sense, right? You know,
Yeah.
so I have a super busy lifestyle, so taking out a whole 7 days is really difficult for me. But doing a couple of days here or there, I can do
Right.
that. I can do that. But I do plan to take Heidi's at some point, because I'm a learning addict. I can't help myself.
No,
Because
that's what we do.
Avital just asked me the same thing like 30 minutes ago. But that's my main big goal to do this week. And then also to take the stuff that I learned in the class. And I have some personal things that I'm working on that I would like to immediately implement the stuff that I learned, because I like hacking my own brain and it's like a fun thing for me. Also because, you know, one of the things is like, if you have an issue with somebody, it's not the other person's problem, it's my problem, right? And so I'm having an issue with Julie's father because they want to have a talking to her because they feel that she is not safe with me and that I'm manipulating her. And oh, I know.
Sorry, you're dealing with that.
And so it's very difficult not to take that personally.
Well, we'll keep you in our thoughts, and
So I'm going to hack myself to not take that personally.
don't.
So my goal
Definitely.
is to take the test and then also to set aside some time for me to apply those principles and use some of them on myself so I can get some more peace of mind and clarity without that emotional stuff
Gotcha.
bothering my while I try to focus on my multiple businesses.
Absolutely.
Oh, I forgot.
Yep. Oh,
I totally forgot. Another really cool thing. My friend Mike, who does the body paint makeup, I was only getting a portion of the sales for the Neon Buddha line because I do the neon body paint. And he made me a larger business partner in the entire thing. So now whenever he makes any sales, I get a percentage of all the sales.
smart.
So
Awesome. Good job.
multiple
girl.
streams of income.
Ring it up. Good job, Mythica. Awesome.
So that was a really big thing that I forgot.
Good going. That is
So-
very big. Love
All
it.
right. And I'm done. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Don't be sorry. Thanks for sharing. Kelly, what's happening for you? What's next? Working on your
Laura-
speaking.
I'm like, I
heard
thought
that.
Laura was gonna go first. My brain
It's
just shut
okay.
off.
That's okay. What's your
I-
main goal this week?
I have a mental health first aid class on Thursday, and then I'm actually going to the second day of university since I missed last month of it.
Okay,
So
awesome.
it's just getting through this week. But like, I guess my biggest goal is I've got to put a date on the calendar to launch Breaking the Cycle of Trauma, because my tech guy is currently working on the videos for it. So yeah, I'm really excited to launch the curriculum, like officially get people
Yes.
starting to take it. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and let us know how we can help you with that. Okay,
for
if you
sure.
need any help. Fantastic. Laura, my love, I know for you it's mostly moving in stuff, but share.
Well, yeah, but so Leela had shared that pressure-free performance, online event thing that they did. And after listening and talking to Tiffany and James and all this morning, I've decided I'm going to try, and since I'm going to be doing my events online for a while, put like a panel of like 2 to 3 speakers, nothing major where it's going to go for hours and hours, but give each and have them maybe all grouped together, but bring in different perspectives, like about mental health or whatever else for self-care, and create that event. And then there will be plenty of time for like Q&A all through online. And then that way I can post it through Colorado Springs meetup group, my Fairgrove meetup group on the group,
And
but
then
start
also
doing more
your
of
speakers.
a collaboration instead of a one speaker at a time.
Yeah, and then your speakers can put it out to their networks. So yeah, that's a great plan. I love that.
Yeah,
Love
and
that.
do the same kind of structure. I mean, because my events are always free, but then like Kelly or whatever she has to offer, or when you do self-confidence, whatever you have to offer, there'll be that little offer or freebie or coupon link, whatever, and hopefully gain us all some more clients and some more,
Right. Yeah.
business that way.
Absolutely. I love that, Laura. That's great. So when are you going to have your first meeting, your first event? Do you know?
Kelly was supposed to be like the 4th Tuesday of April. I'm trying to stick to April. I may have to move it to the beginning of May. It's just, it's gonna kind of depend on, I just got to get at least enough of it together where I can have the computer hardwired to the router and not this space connection, because I don't want people freezing up and chopping up and
Right.
having it look dysfunctional. I don't like it looking dysfunctional.
Good. Yeah. Get everything ready to go and then go for it. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I still
Um,
have to get with Kelly and other people, and I have to kind of put our heads together a little bit on it still, because Avatar's still waiting to go too. So,
Right. Okay. Well, fantastic, you guys. Thank you for sharing. And let's try and get all these things done that we just talked about. And I'm going to do a little accountability here too. As you guys know, or not know yet, some of you do know, because we haven't really officially put it out, but we've been talking about it. Dawn and I are doing a 2-day retreat on the 17th and 18th of June. So the weekend after the conference, it's a Friday and Saturday. And it's going to be all about elevating your energy and, improving your confidence, the stuff that we do. but it's at a beautiful retreat center in Colorado Springs called the Hideaway. And so we will be putting out the information, and I have to get all the promotional materials done this week. So that's my goal. So that next week it'll be out there, and we will be, I already did the flyer. I just have to do the graphics now and get it out. We have the webpage ready. And if any of you would like to look at it, it's attractionretreats.com. It's called the Health, Wealth, and Success Attraction Retreat. And it's a 2-day, 1-night stay, Friday, Saturday in Colorado Springs. And yes, if you want any information about it, or if any of you are willing and able to put it out there for us, we would greatly appreciate it. We also do have a referral commission available. All right. And so that's my accountability. I got to get that done this week.
Just give me
Yay.
the links or whatever you're doing and post it in my Igniting Wellness group.
Thank you,
Um,
Laura. Thank you.
And then I'll approve it. I mean, because that's a big part of self-care and stuff, all of that too, with the energy. So absolutely.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you.
Anytime you guys have stuff like that, I think all of you are part of that group. If you want to post something, you got something coming up, post it in that group. You know, give me a heads up, otherwise I'll see it come up and I approve it and we'll get it out there.
Igniting Wellness. I don't know. I don't
Which
even
group
know
is
that.
it again?
Igniting Wellness. I have to write that
Yeah,
down
it's
too. I don't-
Igniting Wellness Event Systems, and it's got a hyphen and it says White Sands Self-Care.
Oh, Laura, can you text that to me? I don't have a pen on me right
I
now.
will.
It's in my bag.
Yep.
Like my computer's on top.
I believe you're
Yeah.
all a part of it. I can, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You're
sure we're
part of
in
the
there.
group.
But
Yeah,
if
Mhm.
you'll just text that to me, that's wonderful. And then, yeah, for anybody, you can probably
Yes,
put your
please.
events in there. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
So just before we have a few minutes left. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of personal branding. And, you know, I'm preaching to the choir here because I know you guys have all been working pretty hard on your branding, and Mythica, we all know you, we know your branding is pretty clear. I think a lot of us entrepreneurs hide behind our business branding and forget that branding ourselves as a person is just as important, and that personal branding needs to be congruent with our business branding, right? So you don't want the way you show up as a person to be different from the way you brand your business. It has to be congruent. It has to be together. Why? Because you don't want to leave any opportunities on the table. For instance, let's just say I'm at the conference and my banner is all gold and black and the colors purple, you know, the colors that I use, but I'm dressed in pink and yellow or pink and green. People, there's a disconnect, right? And again, it's not always about what you're wearing, but you know what I'm getting at. I'm just making a point. You really want to be connected with your brand. So it's important that you identify and really clarify what that is and why it is the way it is, right? Mythica, you're so solid in your branding. Tell us a little bit about why you picked to brand yourself in the neon colors the way you do. And I know the answer, but I want to hear it from you.
Well, part of it has to do with the fact that I'd be working in dark nightclubs. And in order for people to see me, like, I'm like, just look for the neon, right? You know, and that's how it got started. But it became that I was wearing it all the time.
Right.
And the biggest part though is when people started to expect me to be in those colors. Like, that's when the real shift was. It wasn't we're just wearing it in the clubs. It was that I was wearing it all the time.
Everywhere.
And then it was like, people would say, I couldn't find you because you weren't wearing neon. I was looking for you and you weren't wearing neon. So I couldn't see you. I couldn't find you.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you know, because I have a shaved head, and I'd just be saying wise things or whatever. They're like, you know, you're kind of like a neon Buddha. And that's how I got my company name, Neon Buddha, because like enough people were actually calling me like separately. You're kind of like
Right.
a Neon Buddha, like you're so wise and you say these things, but you know, but you're wearing neon, right? So
Exactly.
so
I love
that's how that entire thing got started. And then I color coordinate. I make sure that like my hat and my sunglasses and what I'm wearing works, because as a certified hypnotherapist, I know that people make those subconscious connections. And so like I do my skippy darn best to make sure that that's in alignment no matter where I go, what I do.
Mhm.
And people
And
make those.
therefore, you've probably gotten a lot of unexpected opportunities because of it, right? Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Just the makeup line that I'm doing with Neon Buddha, being asked, hey, you do neon body painting all the time. We want you to like be a part of the brand, and
Yeah,
we
because
want to use the Neon Buddha as a part of our branding for this makeup line. Like that's how that happened.
Because-
And so Neon Buddha got its own makeup brand line because I was consistent with that.
right.
And you know, so that was unexpected to be asked to get to name all the colors and pick the colors, and just this morning I got sent the base makeup things and was asked, we want you to pick all the colors now.
Nice, nice. Awesome. And I
And
love that you said consistency, because that's really what it comes down to. It's about being consistent. And if you're not real clear about your personal brand yet, it's really about thinking about what are your values, what fits in with your values as a human being, what is your unique style, right? And then also what differentiates you from everybody else. So it's values, it's uniqueness, which, well, style, your style, and then what makes you different from everybody else. And those are the things you really want to look at when you look at your branding, right? And as long as you stick to that and you stay consistent with it, people will definitely start recognizing and associating you with not only your brand, but also with things that fit into that picture, right? Like the Neon Buddha makeup. It
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
well, the other thing I'd also say with that is that the other consistency besides what is visual, visual is married or glued to how did you make people feel.
Right. That's
Um,
where the values come in, that value system. Right,
Yeah.
Nitika, how you make
Right, but-
people feel.
yeah, it's definitely about how you made people feel, because like that above everything else in your branding is like the magic sauce, for lack of better words. So one of the things that you can do, like in your Facebook groups, and just your friends, is just to ask them, how do I make you feel? 3 words, please. And what you will do is you'll find overlap and crossover. And because you're like, I'm not really sure what that is mentally, if I could pick it myself, but if you ask the people around you, so your brand isn't what you're trying to get other people to feel, it's what they already feel, right? So when you ask people for 3 words, what you'll notice is that there'll be some words that cross over, and you're like, that's my brand. Like,
Yes.
that's it.
I love that, Mythika. Thanks for sharing that. Absolutely. Let's
Mhm.
all do that as a challenge this week, or in the next few weeks. Let's find out exactly what is it that people feel when they're around us. And, that's also why I teach what I teach. You all know that I'm about that, about how are people feeling when you walk into the room? What is it they're feeling when you open your mouth and you speak? What is the feeling they get when they're around you? and it's all subliminal, right? So it's good to learn exactly what that is and to become, not to become because you already are, but to strengthen that perception through incorporating different things that can strengthen that perception that's really real about you. And I love that you said that, Mythica. Great. So, so the things that are important too, in order to get people to understand our brand, is number one, to be consistent. And then the consistency builds trust with people, because, you know, consistency builds trust. And then as they trust us, it also increases our distinction and makes us memorable, because they remember you for how you make them feel, for what do you make them think of. It's like when I teach my classes, sometimes I have some of my clients say, oh, you know, when I go home, I hear your voice in my head. And when I'm in this situation, I hear you saying this. So people start associating you with how you make them feel and how you encourage them or how you inspire them. And that makes you more engaging. So people start engaging with you more organically because of that. So any questions or any thoughts, any additional thoughts about that before we go? All right, so let's
Well,
all,
this is a topic I love. So I'll just throw
Please
one
do.
more thing on top, if you guys don't mind, if Lauren Kelly, you don't mind. Okay. So another thing is your story is a part of your branding, right? So the emotion is also linked to your story. So I had to give a ride to a guy who was a consultant for Disney and Ed Eisner, and like this guy, people pay him millions of dollars just to consult with him. And I got to drive him to the airport and spend a couple of hours with him because he had to just basically just blow off some time before it was time for him to go. And what he told me is he says they may not remember your name, they may not remember your face, but there's always two things everyone will remember about you. One is how you made them feel, and two is your story.
yes.
And so how you make them feel and your story should be married together, right? You know, so when you're telling whatever your story is, think about the feeling that you give people when you tell them that story, and then find a way to weave that feeling into what you have across the board. So it's those two things.
Wonderful.
So, you know, I'm like, well, if the dude who helps Disney and Ed Eisner gave me this free
You would know.
information, who am I not to give you this free information as well? So there it is. It's
you.
very short, sweet, quick, to the point. I love you guys.
Love you too. Thanks, Mythica. Yes, absolutely. Our story, absolutely. The way we make people feel. Let's go home with that. Oh, you are all home, huh? I love you guys. Thanks for being here, and see you again next week. And I'll see you at university, Kelly. Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a beautiful day.
I'll message you guys all the link. I put it in the chat, but I'll message you guys the link.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Laura. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Laura. Bye, Kelly.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, Vanessa.
Bye.